Hi there. I've been thinking. I listen to all kinds of music, and on this channel, I've already spoken about Taylor Swift and Patti Smith. Well, last night, I was listening to the last album by Panic at the Disco called Viva Las Vengeance. Now, this is a glitzy, shiny, over the top, melodramatic collection of massive stadium level pop songs. I wanted to be singing along with it to the top of my voice. The trouble is, I was wearing headphones and sitting on my balcony outside, and I thought that might attract a bit of unwanted attention. Now, Brendan Urie does nothing to hide his influences on this album, and the most obvious of these clearly is Queen. Now, some people might dismiss this album by Panic at the Disco as superficial, populist, not terribly serious music. Well, surely the same can be said of Queen themselves. I mean, their music too is like shiny baubles, big glitter balls hanging from the ceiling, massive, overdramatic, melodramatic pieces, and quite intentionally. I mean, clearly they wanted their music to be enjoyed, to be engaged with, to be participated in. And the same people that would condemn Panic at the Disco probably will praise Queen for their work. I think when you consider Queen, of course, there are rock motifs in their music. Their songs are sometimes structured as rock songs. But when I hear Queen, what I hear most of all is a completely different source of influence. What I hear when I listen to them is Broadway, musical theatre, music hall, even vaudeville. That's, I think, where the roots of their music lies, not so much in the rock world or even the pop world. And I think that's true of quite a few performers. It's true, I think, for instance, of Meatloaf and Jim Steinman, who's the man behind Meatloaf. A lot of that is musical theatre. And Jim Steinman has a background in writing for musical theatre. This is also particularly evident amongst English bands, particularly if you go back to the 60s and early 70s, as with Queen, for example. I think the Kinks, for example, a strong musical influence on their music. And, and of course, the Beatles. I don't think you can listen to Obla Dee, Obla Da, When I'm 64, Maxwell's Silver Hammer, Honey Pie, a whole lot of these songs, particularly the Paul McCartney songs, you can't listen to them without being reminded of music hall and vaudeville. I think they would be perfectly at place sung in a music hall in Brighton back in the 1920s. It's true even of David Bowie. I mean, if you listen to some of David Bowie's early music, it's clearly rooted in the music hall tradition. And early English bands like Hermits and Herman and the Hermits, clearly their roots are not in rock music, they're in the music hall. Now I can listen to music, as I said, of all kinds. I can listen to Patti Smith and I can listen to Taylor Swift. I can listen to Leonard Cohen and I can listen to ABBA. Different kinds of music serve different kinds of purposes. And I can be entertained in a whole lot of different ways at a whole lot of different levels. And I feel a little bit sorry for those people who take their music so seriously that they can't just enjoy Dancing Queen by ABBA. Or at least they can't admit that they enjoy it. By the way, I'd just like to say that I'm really enjoying doing these videos, and I really appreciate the fact that some of you are joining me on some of these and also seem to be enjoying them. I don't expect to be a big YouTube megastar on here, and if the number of people watching any of my videos reaches double figures, then I'm delighted. So thank you very much for tuning in.